Yeah, I gotta get my stream deck organized for doing this stuff. And road mic should be working, so we should be good. We're back. Had a bunch of stuff to do today, but we were back, and we now have completed the Linux build stuff. I'm gonna try to fix some of the bugs in multiplayer, and end the night with a build. That's the idea, anyway. So yeah. I also wanted to figure out a way to combine Twitch and YouTube back. Chaos spot. Yeah, and I had a multi-stream. Please restream chat. Yeah, $4 a month. Oh yes, we can relive. No transcoding. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad if they have a chat. Make your own plugins with Java, leverage most. You may actually make a YouTube chat client.net.
No, my gosh.
Paper chat, do your YouTube chat.
Oh, she does. But she gets weird.
YouTube. Yeah, APIs are one. Hmm.
she knows. But Lori, so Lori posted. Oh, by Kelsey Jones. Yeah, Kelsey and Carter. Jones. Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, so, yeah.
Unity and C# implementation for displaying a YouTube live stream chat. This is done with YouTube Data API version 3, and it can be used as an alternative chat display in Google within a Google API key and a video ID of the current live stream.
Yeah.
By default, each API key has access to 10,000 quota points per day. So getting a chat ID of a live stream costs 1 point, and then every chat message request costs 5 points, or about 20,000 requests per day. With about a 3-second delay, there's about 100 minutes of real-time use. With 5 seconds, 160 seconds. Unless you want to use the chat display, you should generally pause requests whenever they're not required to preserve the quota limits. Quotas reset at midnight.
Yeah.
Weird, that's so dumb.
Yeah.
Are we abandoning Twitch? No, we're not abandoning Twitch, we're just multi-streaming.
Yeah.
Multi-streaming. That's dumb. Like that's like not a lot of messages before it runs out. Usually for chat. How's it going, Fixius? Yeah, like reading chats can't be like that. Can't have an extreme cost.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think. But I mean, that very well could be the case. Yeah, man, that's so much data for a chat message.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. You're okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah, so I guess it would just make sense to not pull it so often, but then that's not very reactive, is it, now? Uh,
I don't know.
Hey, Tigo Blade, how's it going? So authorization scopes. Yeah, it's weird. I'm gonna probably leave it alone for a bit. Because I wouldn't mind writing a bot that connects to Twitch chat. And, because I already have Twitch chat working. On my Discord, or on my Godot version of my Unity bot
Yeah.
that I rewrote using Twitch lib. But I haven't really gotten into using it. And if I could make that connect to both, then I could feed all my chat channels into one overlay, so I don't miss anything. But if I'm gonna get rate limited, if I want to get 2,000 requests, 2,000 points. Yeah, Twitch has RSC, but not YouTube. Yeah, yeah, wow, the YouTube API seriously doesn't have a better way to get just chat messages other than polling a REST API repeatedly. Yeah, it's this one. I'm gonna make a note to myself. Yeah, we're finally moved. So this is week 2 of working on the game full time. So that's been fun. This week we added a bunch of things to the game. I added the com arrays. Might do a bit more artwork on it later on, but you know, in a bit. But you know, just want to fundamentally get them in gray box form, and then you know, get them kind of like principal design done. And we spent last week getting the build going where you can actually like make the game run headless as a dedicated server. So just kind of show you, I'll just run the headless server here. And this is on our own computer. And now if I run my Universe Online scene, these are just some of the minute small things. Alright, so now if we'll do Tigo Blade, and now I have some properties, some synchronized properties, so you'll be yellow, and you're actually connected to the dedicated server build, and I'll be revered, and I'll just be, I guess, like maybe a red, yeah, and I'll join in. And then once everything catches up here, so we have ourselves running on the dedicated server. So I've gotten the 64-bit build to work on Linux as well. So we've done a Linux install, and I have the Linux install also running on my NAS here. So that's under my where did we put it? Oh, actually, I think it's under the RAID. Net read data the US server. So if I want to kill, disconnect from this one, and we're going to boot up the actual Linux version. So this will be headless server. So this will actually boot up here on Linux this time. Same build. And I'll just boot the build up here in play mode. And what's great about this is that going further here, I should be able to keep these builds running now. And pretty much permanently. I'll just use black. And this is running on store, which is my sword server. So anyway, with this all working well, now I can actually kind of get more into the multiplayer gameplay in the build and get people playing. So now I can leave builds online and start scaling. I started working on here in Visual Studio Code, right here. So I started working on a Maui app called Unimon. And I don't know if I want to do this with Blazor. I'm not sure what I want to do with this yet. But I want to build a native app that'll manage the servers. So this will deploy on either Windows or Linux or whatever, depending on the framework. And this will pretty much run in the background. And Maui gets a Maui, yeah. So this will run in the background. Spin up all the services, so it'll work as a .NET kind of like manager. So when Unimon runs, right, and then it spins up a server instance for a star system, it's going to open an RTC session or a web RTC session, back to the front end. So then when I go to servers and I see the server, I can just like manage. And we'll have that kind of direct connection, and that way we can see like what players are like playing on it, and build a kind of like I want to create like a universe, like a web, probably like a 3 JavaScript, view of the server, and we can like visualize the economy and stuff like that. And then this will ultimately be something that'll run as a little module on Agnes. And probably like be my integration into the Agnes C# API for, spinning up VMs. I'm not sure yet. Like I said, I'm not convinced that we'll end up using Maui, or in this case, it's the Maui hybrid app. But there could be a benefit to it, at least for like on. Technically, this would run on anything, and if I'm running it here in a full Windows environment. What are you using for the table? For this data, you mean? Like this data is just this server's page table of server data. And the server data, just random. Right? Servers is a range of 1 to 5. Server list 20. It does not have a native table. You can just add it. I mean, it's all just really. I mean, it's still just HTML and C#. It was not the native that you used. I think you downloaded the plugin for it, right? Yeah, I could do like 20. You know what I mean? And just like not reload it. Right, here's the data structure for the server. Right, so, oh look, we have 20 random properties of something. Right, like I'm not committed to it yet. I want to play around and learn it. It seems kind of like arcane. It's weird. um, the Razer version, but I almost rather the Razer version. Like the Razer Hybrid is easier to me than just using Maui native XAML. You know, at least you can use both. So you can kind of set up your. So yeah, I'm not. Yeah, so I was trying to add in my some fonts and play around with it. It's probably going to be like, you know, a little, like little bit more than we need to work on it. But yeah, so this is the Razer version of that index where you just have your Razer file, your Razer.css, and then any of your code logic is here in the page. Just kind of weird. It reminds it kind of reminds me of a lot of the web frameworks, but it's like everything PHP has tried to do for years we're now doing, which is mixing code and templating. And I wonder if the classes really still need to be in the Razer files, you know, or if the code can be separated into like, you know, the ecosystem. I'm not even sure. And yeah, it's interesting. You can notice up your routes, which are all done on the top of the page. It seems straightforward, but I just need to know how it kind of like, because I hate having all my code. Oh, that was what was wrong with my fonts. Mm-hmm. Let me just see if the fonts work. But I'm pretty sure I could whip up an app pretty quickly. To work? No, I don't really see the font changing. Yeah, it's weird. I don't see anywhere here that's changing the font. Yeah, fonts that add contracts by contracts. And then in the page, I should be able to find the alias, adds a font in the font collection. So then in my servers, so in whether we're not using anything font-wise, administrators are showing data. Yeah, so here I changed the contracts, even though like that's my default value that's imported into the app font family. Unless it doesn't, and I added the font to resources, so fonts are definitely here. So you would think that would work. There's nothing in the CS version of it. Same here in the default template in the main page. This is for Blazor web app. Is that component routes? Yeah, just in the main Maui program builder, we just configure the fonts, we added the new font. And I thought we could just use that same alias. But I don't know, maybe not. And what happens if we don't add the same ones? Does it just fail? Will it default to something? No errors, no warnings. Definitely defaulting to something. Can I mute my notifications from Messenger? Better with you. Yeah, configures the alley app, but it doesn't need configurations out of the booster fonts in the application. This configured an alley app filter. You know, so weird. Yeah, unless that isn't, then it is the font family. Or... Yeah, it's contract semi-bold is the official name of the font by type by Derek. I wonder if it actually needs. Weird. Add your own TTF file, and then do an import. If you want to put the TDS file in another folder, I'm going to change URL. Wait, why in the... Yeah, because what's the point of having it in resources files? Wouldn't it automatically get installed into WebView? This font family is here. Oh, yeah, that does work. Good. Cool. So it will auto deploy. Cool. I'm learning things. Now, how do I like make this work with other C# prep? You can't use Maui components as XAML inside Blazor pages, but if you needed to, you can have a XAML view, mixing the Blazor web view with other Maui elements. But to do that, I do the read QR codes, blah, blah, blah. You can use Maui components in XAML pages, then you just embed Blazor WebView controls as needed. You can access some native dialog controls from application class. So they're native on each mobile platform. They welcome Blazor web content through modern web views. It can be mixed. Yeah, but how do I more so on the C sharp app allow a process. Add a Blazor web view to an existing app. Add a fonts, blah blah blah. Activate scopes. Play in my video on iOS. Right. I wonder how we can make it launch an app. Because I know we can make it talk to the Galog API. We can give it a login, get back a token. A chat GPT, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let's go to the chat GPT. Anyway, was a Blazor Maui hybrid app log an application when you press the button. Then you use platform-specific code to achieve this. That's what I pretty much thought. Invoke the platform-specific code. Register the dependency in the Maui program. dependency service get iApp launcher. And we build an interface for iApp launcher, and then implement the interface for Android. Oh, okay, so we can implement the interface for Android, implement the interface for iOS, register the dependency here, and then invoke specific platform service from the Blazor component. For Linux, can I even use Blazor on Linux? Yeah. So import the interface using the .NET GTK project. And for Windows. Oh, this is actually great. So this is in Platform Windows App Launcher. Oh, so you can actually invoke the platform specific service from the Blazor component. This step is already handled by the main Blazor. So we don't. Yeah. So let's do. One of these days we will be programmer. I want to get the port forwarding going with a dedicated client as well. People playing on it for this build. Yeah, namespace, your namespace, platforms, Windows. Are we returning a builder build? Yeah, so let's do a custom Razor called probably the servers one. Let me change the servers one to something else. Let me change the servers one to players, just so it makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, so let's refactor servers for these players. This will just be players that are online. We'll just change this below it too, thanks. And this will be a player list instead. Sure, players, right here, player list, sure. And this will be so this will be random 100 players of whatever the data will be. Temperature, something that will just randomize. And then we'll create that new servers Razor file. We'll do something like this just for now. Servers. Server manager. Still build, make sure this works. ChatGPT will always know. At least some of the basic shit. Okay. Oh yeah, right, we need to add players to the main menu. Okay. Servers. Players. Cool. And then we'll add our button. We should launch Notepad in my case. Following ChatGPT's terrible examples. Yeah, so we're just gonna have a button that's gonna do app launch. Oh, hold on, show you. Okay. Code control. Which is gonna be sort of dependency service, get our launch service, launch app. Okay, that looks good. Create an interface. So now, where does our interface go? Because they're saying platform Windows App Launcher for the implementation. But does it matter where the implementation is stored? The highlighted is a component. Right, so here's our Windows. Let me ask it. Just a platform specific. Yeah, so these will be the individual ones, and the interface would just be under your project shared. Your solution, your project that's shared. Is their recommendation. Your project shared app launcher. Your project Android platforms. Okay, yeah, it's a platform specific implementation. Makes sense. They don't really have a shared folder. Okay, I guess that doesn't really matter. Oh. App launcher.cs. Okay. And then, all right, under Windows. So we have platforms. Yep. Windows. And then this will be uni mon.platform.windows. Dependency type app launcher. So for assembly of type app launcher, replace with your application. So this should be using Windows. We're in that one. Your namespace. What's our platform namespace? Just Unimon. I don't know. Do we actually need dependencies type app launcher? Okay. Let's go into our Blazor servers. This will launch our app. So in our builder, so we're returning our builder if debug. So let's go and add. Yeah, so platforms. Should be hours. Platforms, windows. Yeah, because we were doing. Our interface doesn't have any space, but it did when it was originally telling us what we were doing. Your namespace platforms windows. Okay, no namespace on the interface. This is fine. Private get I. Define this button in your main laser file. Set up your interface for dependency injection. Using mapping controls and diagnostics for Windows. Am I using those? Yes. Unimod platform window. Do I need to define? That's what. Maybe we need to use that. Unimod platforms windows. I saw that. Right, we're playing this must be under platforms, Android, platforms, iOS. Your namespace, platforms, Windows is where we're playing it. For the app launcher. Unimod platforms, Windows. Hey! Music couldn't get again for some reason. Oh, see it cutting it on the NDI. I can pause the. So I'm just gotta give it a pause and start it up again. I'm not sure where we were with it. I'm actually gonna move all the music and stuff over to the streaming PC, but I need to loop back the cable from the streaming PC so that I can listen to it on my headset. And it gives me crazy static. I need to find like an optical cable or something. Yeah, namespace. Custom namespace. Unimod platforms, Windows, Universe. Right, like we have an assembly. Dependency. It says to put in our assembly of type app launcher, but this isn't using. Does it really use a namespace? We've selected. I understand. And then this is not. Doesn't exist in the current reactors. Oh, wait, yeah, like it's not bad, right? Edit on app launcher. Because yeah, it should need the full path to namespace. Right. Yeah, it's recommended iApp launch, right? Platforms, Windows app. I'm sure the namespace platforms does not exist in the namespace Unimind. Or are you using the assembly reference? Are you missing an assembly reference? Do I need to use that? Unimind. Platforms. I don't think so. Oh yeah, because it breaks the debugger. Right, builder services, add Blazor web developer tools, add different app launcher. Do we have to implement each platform? For each platform, your project, your solution, your project that shared, your project that Android. I think those are just folders in my default case. Yeah, they're just under their own platforms. It'll be under Unimind platforms, Windows. A good thing is really where that would be anyway. Yeah, what is it? Not, why does it not work? And then build the services. Great, create this, create a new one for Linux, which you not gonna do right now. Create the main. Create now we have builder, create a builder, use fonts, run the thing. Register the dependency. It also is fine. Invoke this platform specific Blazor component. If you want to do it on Windows, same code, same iApp launcher. Unless it doesn't like it being shared, that seems to work. Yeah, an iApp launcher seems to be fine. It just has a launch app. Okay. Unless we need using, non.share. No, because I don't have it defined as share. It's gonna be great. Yeah, what's the quick fix on this? Generate class platforms. Windows.app launcher. Let's take a look at this. In Google. Yeah, as long as it has access to the path, it should work. I don't understand. Add scope. This is old. Right. Yeah. So why can't this app launcher under Windows? Why can't I access this? I don't understand why it's namespace. What's everybody called? Nothing. Why can't I just call it platform? Look at this. Now platform specific code example. Yep. Finding cross-platform API. Other standard multi-targeting patterns include the platform as a folder name in the build system and can be configured across platform partial classes. So I'll just put it in services. Configure folder-based multi-targeting. Isn't it automatically doing that though? Yeah, let's see if we can find a Maui one. Hybrid, is in the specific section. Oh man, it's so long here. Per page component auto interactivity. Using interfaces to support different device implementations. Right, so we did a shared interface. Yeah, it's a Blazor Maui Web shared interfaces. We had an I-form factor. Following the waste form factor component is present in the RCL's components folder. Okay. Using Maui Web shared interfaces, the namespace for web services, we have a form factor, take two methods, and this is pretty much the same. Input services form factor, which gets our form factor platform. Make sure we have Maui shared and our interfaces on top. Immediately before the build, we can then put in our singleton. And then the Blazor web app, the program file has the following using statement on top for those shared and shared interfaces. Immediately for it, yeah, put in our I form factor, form factor. Okay, so it still looks like it's still the same methodology to it. Only thing is they're using shared interfaces as their for the interface itself. And what do they recommend for that? Just an interfaces folder on root? Use mailing. Mailing is shared. Wave has a project reference to web client. Yeah, well, I wonder why it was letting me use that. Yeah, it's weird. Do I need this dependency? And what is this dependency network? Yeah. I stubbornly want to get this working because it'd be cool. But I don't understand why I can't just create a random namespace path, which this is in Windows. Maybe you're saying, yeah, why is this not, this original one not working? There's a, maybe it doesn't like things being in here. Inside this Windows directory, maybe it has to be within my own folder structure or something. Yeah, because this is now failing. Just paste your whole code in the chat and ask why it's not working. And that doesn't contain the definition for initialized component. For Windows, boys. I just tell me that. Can it not have anything in here? Oh, it needs the app launch method. Interesting. No, it's nothing. Yeah, why are we just getting this weird app initialization error? No errors now. No, there is an error. It's so weird. All I did was like add that. Unless this is auto-generated code. No. No, I broke it. Nothing different about it here. I didn't touch this file. Didn't change the namespace of this. This is default. I don't think I'll ever change anything here. Other than that original scope. Oh well. We're gonna go back to working on the game here in a bit for an hour or so. That's so that's so weird. What in the world did I just change with that? Right? Like, I didn't touch any of this code. Learn a better browser structure. Yeah, yeah. Like, iOS has a program.cs entry point. It's the same with Mac. Tizen just has this main. Windows has this one. The WinUI. Which is our MAUI default standard UI app. App doesn't have a... That does it not. This is the namespace for it. Something else. Yeah, unless this file was changed, I don't think so. I didn't change it. Yeah, no, I moved it. Meh. Let us not break without touching it. It looks exactly the same as it was. Note yourself, just gotta use the GitHub on this when I start playing with it. Right, this is all fine. The namespace is fine. I want to get rid of the shared app launcher. I don't understand. Everything's fine. Hey, Ashley girl, how's it going? No. It just fails. Coding's going good. I moved a while back, so I've spent the last few months not working on the game. The last few weeks, while in the middle of a whole bunch of renovations. But I'm now in a new place, and I'm now back to working on the game again. Got some comm arrays in last build. All we've been working on this is my second week working full-time on the game. So I have 8 weeks of summer to work on the game full-time, as the studio. So we've I set up the dedicated server for the game finally, and I'm just kind of getting everything kind of working back the way it was. So now, if we here on the main server, because I have two versions of the game working, one on the server, one local. We'll kill the local one. We'll keep the server one running. Let's do Ashley Girl. EIR1. And let's just say we'll do pink. Pink. So this is actually, it doesn't matter. There's only one now. And now I can join in on the server build. Oh, apparently the color didn't move. 1 second. Oh, actually, that's down. Okay, 1 second. Those things coming together. Yeah, it definitely is now. Now we can do like Unforgiven systems, x86 moves over, and we'll do headless server, and this will run. And now we'll just run this one up. My goal for the summer is to have a build running 24/7 that we can log into. And hopefully have multiple servers running, ideally, at some point. I'll just use one of my characters. There's the color. Join. There we go. And then I'll just move over here. Also going to connect to the store server. Pick another random color, maybe like a red. Yep, and now we can see that everything is now. Just give it a second for it to be. All interpolated. Right, but anyway, this is not the final art, obviously. This is just the placeholder characters for testing. Right, but all of the everything is running for 2 people here. Because right now it's just getting people. The goal of the summer is getting people playing together, and you know, like being able to kind of get quicker feedback. And I've been doing builds pretty much every week before the summer kind of craziness started. Right, so this is the you know, the idea. Yeah, so I want to give people, you know, names, the data structures working for synchronized, you know, for the configurations of the players. And I think it'll, you know, I think this is good. Like this now, this is actually running on a dedicated server, headless, you know, no display. I'm able to spin these up and spin them down a lot faster, make sure they're all, you know, working. So this should now be a lot faster. So this week I added the comm arrays, which are over here. We can go and like shut down. Obviously, you probably played a bit of Star Citizen. But yeah, the next few weeks, every day is going to be mostly just kind of like putting together gameplay mechanics, and then fixing bugs, and then, you know, going through the backlog if everything pushed on the huge. Check out. This is the. You're not on our Discord. I think you are though. So here on the Discord, if I go to the tracker, this is every single day now. All the things that are being worked on. Right, so ever since starting working on it full time, right? So this is all last week, you know, changes. So July 1st, right? Take it from starting full time, right? Just kind of, you know, pushing stuff along, getting everything created, and you know, moving to the, you know, completed. So things are just kind of moving along. Like we now have a dedicated server for headless, there are Linux builds, add handles when players log in, add the comm array module, put the truck stop. I think I was kicked because my account was hacked at one point, but I fixed it. Oh yeah, awesome. Yeah, do the Discord. So I'm pretty excited to see where we end up. I think by the end of the summer, you know, we're gonna be a lot further along than I'd like to be. I want to start doing some modular station design, so I can start like generating stations dynamically, just to see how they look. You know, kind of start making tooling for building things in space. And hab customizations are back, and they're almost working. I'll try to get those working this week. I got some API work I need to do, but I also got some netcode work I need to do too. So the goal for Saturday is to be able to customize your hab again and save and load it, and to be able to have the ships save back to the API again. So when you log into the game and you spawn your ship, like right now I'm just using like a local save on your system, right? So you can just go buy, you can still play the game, buy a ship, customize it. But I want to get that coming in, you know, from the server and being sent to the server. And I think ultimately then, you know, just so we have like real persistence on the accounts, and start to get some of the handout reservations and stuff working. Alright, so these are the, you know, go in and shut them down, you know, comrades. And there'll also be missions to repair them with the multi-tool. But right now, oh snap, some Messy style, yeah. Yep. Only I want to actually add, you know, the panels and gameplay aspects of repairing them, and like, you know, maybe you'll, you know, they'll give you like a data chip or something that you have to like put into it to kind of like, you know, fix it, or you had to repair one of the arrays or one of the antennas that are not working. So I'm not sure the direction I'll go down. I think though, like, I might make a shader that kind of like makes these look a bit rusty and terrible, and then you have to kind of like, you know, repair them with probably some type of you know, multi-tool. I'm not quite sure, you know, what'll kind of look cool, but they're pretty big when you think about the size of them. Like I can picture these. Yeah, so that, you know, that's a start. I made that in one day, so it exists. I gotta put it systems online, make multiples of them, but yep. And so that'll be cool. And then of course on the main project. Yeah, it's gonna be nice getting back at this full time. Yeah, I added in the main combat ship to the game. That's working. Make them holes in the dishes and stuff. Yeah, exactly. So lack of O2 would like prevent rust. Yeah, it'd be holes from like space debris that would need to be kind of like welded in some way. Yeah, so I finished animating these. I really wanted to have the player, like when you come into the hangar, have that experience. So here in space now, this is the, you know, where we are kind of visually. I have this little test station. We have 2 of them, you know, and now in the build, unlike Unity, you know, now we have unlimited space. We have like, you know, 80 million kilometers of, you know, render distance that we can kind of, you know, stream into. So I want to get this placeholder station working. Yeah. So this is what things are like now in the game, right? So here's the ship, right? So we're gonna get the hollow system is now working, right? So you now have holographic projections of targets and target indicators. It's part of the scanner system, right? I'm gonna try to get, you know, over the week, I want to get the comm systems modeled again. So because I want to create the system of the comm systems. Like I want to have the, you know, if the ship has a comm system inside and we're within a range of, like I have a comm kind of a, I don't really have one attached to the truck stops, but there will be a truck stop version, you know, other than the ones that are floating around. And the idea is that they're either like relay satellites like the ones that I just showed you, or they are the station itself. So yeah, because these are just kind of like right now I just have these placeholder um, solar arrays, but I don't have any sensors or anything. But the idea is that your distance away from them will determine how the ship kind of behaves and how it can calculate routes. And the biggest thing is you can't communicate with anyone if your comm system goes out of range, right? So better comm systems, the components themselves affect it. And right, so you can upgrade them, right, and get better ones that have better range and better frequency. Right, all the physicalized components and all that stuff is working. Cargo system, for snapping cargo and buying and selling things working. We have a furniture store now for buying furniture. Just got a placeholder shop, but this is where you would go and buy your furniture, right? Pick it up and then bring it downstairs to your own little HAD module. And this is what I want to get working this week. I want to get it so players can spawn in their own HAD and just actually play with it. So and of course we have a new prototype rock crusher mining ship. Right, so this is just a prototype right now. I want to actually make something that had a big bridge that kind of felt fun. Right, so this is just very gray box, and make sure there's room for all the components. No lighting here, but just we shall call it the space boat. Yeah, exactly. It's modeling after those principles. Very simple. Crush up the asteroids, gobble gobble, and there's a hopper. It'll go through a few more iterations before it's ready, but anyway, here's the new female. Right, so there's a new male as well since we switched over. And although she has the real gun, she's still holding placeholder stuff. But I can at least show you now the what the customizations are now like. That hopefully will get live soon. Let me close out the other build real quick. Hopefully so I can get some frames back again here. Okay. 2600, yeah, so check it out. So this is what we mean by customizing the furniture. So I could bring in a sofa and some bar stools and the double sofa and the light and the island. Right, so if I want to go ahead and grab the sofa, right, and we'll put the sofa over here. Right, and we'll grab the bar light. Put the bar light up in this node. And I think I grabbed, grab the bar stools. Right, so any of the item ports they can go into. So it's just customizing. Sims in space, yeah, if you haven't seen it, let me finish buying the rest of the components. That's the idea. So let me grab the island itself. There we go. So here's the actual prop. Yeah, so everything that's a prop in the game, right, can become, right, a component that can be used to kind of, decorate your home away from home. Right, this is the idea, right? You can just kind of like take any of these physicalized components. It's the same stuff as the ship, right? It's the same system. Like putting obviously they're not going to attach here, but like when I put an item port on the ship, that's no different than grabbing an item component, and sticking it on an item port like here, right? And then we just serialize all this data, right, of all the item ports and what the EVA beer, right? So then it's up to the player as to how they want to, customize things. And then you can, invite people into your apartment, and right, like this wall can move. Yeah, so this is kind of how that goes. Where'd the other couch go? Let me grab this couch. So I want Patreon people who are back in the game to be able to actually like utilize this. You'll be able to buy places and stuff like that. Yeah. So the idea, right, is that in the main station, right, in the main Patreon like station that we're all starting off in for the time being, like what I'm doing is, ultimately everyone will be able to rent one of these, right? Like this is like totally a feature that's going to be in the build for everyone. You just go to like on each station there's going to be multiple HAD modules, and the idea is they don't have to be physical. They can be when you buy one, the idea is an actual ship will come by and like socket it into place, and then it's yours and you can customize it. And if you eventually don't pay the upkeep or whatever, you could it's the same. All the ship interiors work in the exact same way. Yep, same system. Right, so the idea is if you don't pay the upkeep or whatever in the future, you can like take the apartment. There's a double airlock between the modules, and but what's cool is you can buy you'll be able to buy all these different types of components or like furniture items, and a lot of them will be rare. You know what I mean? So you actually had to go find places that have them. And then in future I might make more of a bigger suite, like some more permanent locations for players. But I'm kind of using that, like I said, like a little bit selfishly, wink, right now, just for as the $10 tier, and I'm hoping that we'll get there really soon. But for the $10 tier, $5 you can just play the game, reserve your name. It's all fine and dandy. And at the $10 tier, you get your own hab early. And the idea behind that then is, as a small community, I'd like to be able to fill up, you know what I mean, like one or two of the truck stops in the starting area with players that are kind of backers of the game, and so it becomes a little bit of a social hub. Well, we still had to like pay the rent in space. No, but not as a Patreon backer, but when it's not a paid thing, when it's just something that anybody can just do, and they're just like hotel rooms, and you'll always have them kind of like saved. It's similar to how like for Habs they'll be at special. You already know how backy again. It's all good. There's no commitment required, right? I'm gonna get the game going anyway. So the other like option, which works similar to that, is how hangars work. So no matter which hangar you're given, when you're given a hangar, this cargo area is an instance of your existing cargo area. So all of the stuff that you had stored, right? Like once you request a hangar and you land in the hangar, then you can come back here and all of your stuff will be where you left it, right? But that's still like at that station, right? So you still, we're gonna start it off really slow, but I do have we're gonna make the idea is to grow from these truck stops. I wanted to create a truck stop that was flat, easy for NPCs to navigate, simple nav-ish stuff, no elevators. Right, just floors, just to be able to go in and prototype like security missions, right? The food places that you can go to and buy things, and all these places have drop-off locations for missions, right? So you can go just do some cargo missions, go pick up the cargo box, carry it out, slap it on the ship. Oh yeah, and the other thing I added this week is the actual ship, the combat ship. So the combat ship is now also working, which I will show. I don't know if I put it in. Yeah, it's in System 12. Yeah, so that's the that's where I am with it. All over the place, really, but over the summer I had to get a lot of this stuff back together. So all the ship components are working now. So now I need to get the final versions in the main build so we can play with the main ship. You know, not the. Like what normally happens is everything sticks in. Everything exists in what I call Unforgiven systems for a while, where I can do builds rapidly. The build is only at 180 megabytes because there's no art. There's only gray bots in Unforgiven systems, but I can make everything, get it all working, and you know, kind of quickly deploy it. Right. So today, earlier today or last night, I finished this IK system. So now, like even things like tractor beams, I have physically working tractor beams, like the classical kind, like ones that just pull in stuff. Now I don't have now. It's not a great shader on it right now or anything, but it, you know, it does work, right? Just the, you know, little things. But this is what I want it to work on. So if I bring in a ship now and I spawn it, check out what happens. Right, so this module here, no matter where I put the ship, it will automatically track the ship, come down, and attach to it. Right, and all you have to do is fly in now, and once you're within that tractor beam field, it'll just dynamically do that. Right, and then we can actually start putting in all the, you know, all the components where they actually go. Yeah, so a lot of this modularity is now working fine. But I want to see this in the final version. You know what I mean? I want to get the scoop working, put in all the fuel tanks, have it all kind of be serialized. I'm missing a fuel scoop. Alright, so getting all the components and everything working and serialized and stuff. Well, some ED as well. I'm in. Oh yeah, like yeah, Elite Dangerous. I take a lot of inspiration from a lot of it. You know, it's to make a very right, like a lighter Star Citizen, you know, like one that's a little bit what do I have? Tri-laser. Oh, one tri-laser and one let me save the ship. And spawn my other one. I think this one is my mining ship. Oh, well, it had a tri-laser on it, I think. Yeah, it's missing a laser. Yeah, right. Something that doesn't kill your RAM. This game is pretty light. It's probably a tri-laser. But like, I love physicalized components. You know, physicalized components are fun. Yeah, so let's put that back on. Alright, so we have two tri-lasers. I'm going to take off and I just want to show you the new holo system. Morning, morning. Hey, Motor. So let's disconnect. Check it out. Oh yeah, and look, it's actually trying to seek me inside for some reason. See? Even though I'm not in there yet. So let's target an enemy ship. Check it out. So that's the hologram system working perfect now. Shields work, but they don't have an indicator of which face we're hitting. You can actually see the shields reacting forward, rear hit. I don't have an indicator either of the damage. Right? But like those we are you know, killing the shield. And then once the shield's down, it'll actually start taking hull damage. But I think I made them extremely tanky. But I really want to have like just a Like I know I have an on-screen target right now, but it wasn't the intention. I want to have everything be like a real thing. Oh my god, the shields are way too tanky. Or they're generating way too fast. No. Too fast. But I could, you know, like this NPC ship here is all fly-by-wire. He's doing his own thing. So we'll head back. Right, so now when I enter... Oh. Right, the idea is that this thing will always attach. And then you can work away. So that's what I was working on this morning, is just getting this IK system going. It needs to technically, when it's not detached, it needs to stay like a couple of feet or a meter above, maybe 2 meters. So it's not kind of grabbing you, you know, all the way up. Apparently we're missing a fuel tank as well on this. In Excel or Google Docs, you could set up a diagram that calculates time to kill. Oh yeah. Yep, it's almost programming. It is. It's pretty much gameplay programming. You can do a ton of gameplay programming in Excel. I'm 100% sure of that. I'm trying to like jump up and grab the door. But I need a control system to drop the ship manually as well. Obviously we can store the ship and spawn another one, but you know. So this is the mining version with the mining lasers. Now, and it should have some... No, not in this one. I'm going to show you the asteroid stuff. Yeah, so, and the other goal of the summer is going to be getting this asteroid stuff working. I don't know actually if I showed you some of the asteroid stuff that I've been working on. Right, so these are just cell fractured, you know, rigid bodies. But that are going to be a little bit, they're going to be dynamic. They're going to spawn in amongst a cluster of, here, let me find my builds. Yeah, this. Alright, I'm gonna just spawn, let me just go spawn in like a 500,000 asteroids real quick. Yeah, I'm too far down. But my idea is to be able to create like really dense asteroid fields. Right, so there's going to be combinations of virtual geometry kind of mixed in, you know, with the physical geometry where it won't affect, you know, frame rate so badly. These can change in rotation and stuff like that too. So yeah, just you have these huge giant asteroid fields, and then within these we'd actually have, you know, the spawnable fracturable ones that the scanners are going to pick up. So that way, like when you're actually out in the field finding asteroids to scan, it'll be like a little bit soupy, but not too bad. I can go kind of crazy with this. I could do like, I don't know, too many asteroids. This is 2 million asteroids. This is enough asteroids that and at 4 million asteroids doesn't make any sense. Yeah, no one asked for this. Yeah. So I have a pretty good idea of how I want to kind of go with this working, at least in prototype. But it needs to become okay. I hit 4 million. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's still like 40 FPS. Yeah, too many updates. Right. I think I actually did. What was this one? This one the first test levels. No, it's just not it. Yeah, I have another scene. Oh, it's in the other project. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I also added pool to the game, but it's not in the not in the main build yet. Was it this one? No. There was one I was working on with a rotating scene. And I think I broke it. Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna write about it right now. I think the main... Where did I put... Empty vessel? No? Target testing, zone testing. Player ship test flight. I'm trying to find where I have a scene where I'm testing specifically the new ship. And I thought it was here, but apparently not. Yeah, because I had an interactable scene. Oh, here. It was in the asteroid. If you went flying into a tight asteroid field and just bumped a few, it cause a whole wave pattern of cascading collisions. Yeah, they're gonna pretty much destroy you for the most part. The issue is simulating, other than these, obviously. These would totally do that. By, shoot one into another, but for a lot of the fixed ones, they won't. They'll be more level and static. Or we'll run into performance hell. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show. Because this is the other thing I got added this last week. was I got all the interactions in for the ship. And this is the actual combat ship, which is now working. Sure. Oh, there you go. Processors wake up next morning in hell. Processor wake up next morning now. Oh yes, check this out. I can now interact with this, and then I can interact with the seat. And now I'm in the combat ship. Now the combat ship's extremely drifty right now. I haven't balanced anything. I just kind of got the thruster system working and got it in the build. So it's definitely really light and terrible, but it worked. So I'm excited to kind of get a lot of this into the main build with the final art. It'll look cool. And yeah, and getting in doesn't close the canopy, which is not helping us. And what's even funnier, check this out. It doesn't turn off the holo projector either. So you know, little minor oversights, you know, in my rush of getting the combat ship in, but I'm okay with it. Yeah, disposable spacecraft. But yeah, so in the main project, obviously this thing is more detailed. I've left everything gray box just to get it all working, so I can get it into the main project with the thrusters working. Because I figured it might be a little bit easier for the summer anyway. You know, testing the combat ship, and I can set up some racing rings and kind of just set up a little scene in the multiplayer testing build, where it can at least spawn in, you know, the combat ship version, kind of fly around, do a bit of racing, kind of fine tune the flight model a bit, get the weight kind of, you know. And I might make it so players can kind of customize their own ship stats, just for testing purposes, where they can kind of, you know, just play around with it, make the ship heavy, make the ship not as heavy, kind of like change the values of the flight, you know, and kind of see what works. They A, might appreciate that, and B, it might be a really good way of getting feedback, especially if, like, you know, on the client side, I can have that data be saved, and you know, we could race different configurations around and see how they perform, and it could be kind of cool. You know, just a way of saving, you know, flight configurations, weights, and seeing how things go. So you know, it's saving everything that I've done with the ship, right? Everything that we've been doing with the ship in the other scenes. Yes, that's awesome. Oh, check this out. Right? It's all damageable. So even though I don't have tractor beams on this thing, and I can target that ship, and I can see what's inside it. Right, it just clones the mesh. Obviously the hologram's terribly huge on this version, but you know. I've never actually checked the shields. I need to do some work on the shield shaders, but anyway. And kind of maxing out the scale of the hologram. And shutting down things like when we're supposed to. But hey, it's all coming together, and that's what matters. It's slowly becoming a video game. So yeah, 12. I'm probably gonna get ready and raid someone, but yeah, the to-do list, it grows. But I'm glad to have this one in. Like I don't think it'll take too long to get the like racing rings. Like everything is on. Okay, with what I'm gonna do for this week. Right, the biggest thing is getting the API now working so you can actually save everything. But yeah, the game, like I said, that's a game that is funded by everybody. I'm now working on it full time, and my goal is to get to about 400 on the Patreon. That's my goal now. I'd like to go back to work part time. You know what I mean? I'd be able to work on this game full time, but we got a ways to go before that can happen. But if I could just make half of what I make, you know what I mean? Like, if I can justify going on it part time and get some momentum, then it'll be awesome. But that's my goal. But the only way we're gonna really reach that is, to just be able to demonstrate that the game is fun and stable and we can make it all work. Right? Like it's, the AI needs to be a bit smarter. And, yep. It's all got to come together. That's the goal of the summer. Put everything together. Put all the pieces together. Get ships flying on their own. Get the NPCs working. Get the economy working. And just be able to play the game. Even in gray box form. And with that, I'm going to go raid someone. And get a build together. To put on the Patreon. I'm gonna spend probably an hour offline or so trying to fix the V-Joy system in the multiplayer build, because for some reason I think it's the way it's spawned. But that'll be the stream. Yeah, and then maybe I should try to Discord in there too. Yeah, I think if we can play it, like once we're able to play the game and log in and out whenever we want and kind of see where the game is, I think, yeah, I think it'll build up more momentum. Alan Aaron, it's got it. Yep. Well, like I said, I got 8 weeks. 8 weeks of full time, man. 8 weeks. Like a lot can be done. Most of the work that I did lately was during the spring break. Over spring break, I had a full week, like 2 weeks of going ham at the project, and I got so much work done in those 2 weeks. So, what's OBS running? Twice.
Holy shit, Ravier. Hi. It's the heckin' 9th